I hereby summon all my imps. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. There was a patch that came out today. All the patches that have come out for this OTA are currently live and running if you log into the game. There were 5 buffs on this particular patch, so all buffs today, no nerfs. We're gonna go through them all, give my thoughts on them. Then we're gonna have a little bit of a secret surprise at the very end here that I don't think anybody has talked about besides me, so let's see. So the first thing that's on our list, the first buff for us, which is Hawkeye. Hawkeye has moved from a 1-1 that gives plus 2 power to a 1-1 that gives plus 3 power. This puts him on the same level as if you were to do a Rocket Raccoon. So if you compare him to the Rocket Raccoon now, they're basically about the same. Because Rocket Raccoon was is a 1-2. And if you hit Hawkeye, you get a 1-4, and if you hit Rocket Raccoon, you get a 1-4. I think it puts Hawkeye into the realm of might being able to get speed play, but I'm not even seeing Rocket Raccoon seeing play as a 1-drop right now. I almost wish that Hawkeye would get that Irada pulled off of him. That the next turn here, and if you play a card here, you get plus 2. So that way it would just happen even on turn 6. That'd be kind of like a little nice boon there. And make him a more logical and reasonable and reliable way of getting 4 power on that last turn. So it's an interesting little thing. I think it still needs a little bit of a rework, because waiting that turn to just get the 4 power even with 1 isn't that great. Next up for us is going to be the Hulkbuster. Hulkbuster moved from a 3-4 to a 3-5. Now, personally, I thought Hulkbuster was right on the edge of seeing play. I've used Hulkbuster a couple times in the past for stuff. I think the Hulkbuster's really good when you have stuff like Wakandan Embassy, because it gets plus 2, and then if you have this in your opening hand, you can put it on something. For a lot of move decks, this is a really good thing to throw on anything on that's a move deck. You're putting plus 5 power on any move card, and then if you move that card, pretty much any of the move cards, it either doubles it or it makes a copy at that 5 power. So even though this is just a little bit of a buff, the fact that you can put it somewhere and then maybe get that power out of it is really interesting. You're basically saying you're giving up energy to give any creature on your side of the board plus 5 power. And if we go through the 3 drops real quick on the power scale, you'll see that 5 isn't that bad. You're doing better than like Thor. You're doing better than Sabretooth at that point. Now it's basically in the same realm as Deathlock. If you're willing to throw down a Deathlock, you might be willing to throw down a Hulkbuster. You're in the same realm as Polaris. And Polaris sometimes gets played just for the stat value. So, I mean, that's pretty much as strong as you're getting with a 5 drop. With that 5 power on a 3 drop, there's nothing too much better than that. So you might just play this for no other reason than her stats now. It's one of the strongest 3s. all things considered now, it's the same level as Polaris. So, I would not sleep on the Hulkbuster getting this buff. Next up for us, we're moving on to the 5ers. There was a 5er, 2 different 5ers. Vision became 5'8", up from a 5'7", making him pretty much right on the strongest level of 5-drops. So the only thing that's really stronger than him is like Abomination, Doc Ock, and Red Skull. So that's pretty much as high as you can make him any higher, and he hits strong G range. So I'm not sure you can actually push him any more than that. And with that kind of power, you can move that 8. And moving 8, even on turn 6, is pretty powerful. The next step for him with the breaks, if we break him down to a 4-drop, pretty much. I'm not sure at that point if you can leave him at an 8. Next up for us is higher, further, faster. It is Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is moved down from a 5 to a 4. And now she is a 4 mana, 4 energy, 5 power card. That still makes her kind of a weak move if you don't have anything to break up. Because that basically puts her on the same level as Absorbing Man now. Or, Nick Fury. And having 5 power move around, your basic hope is now that you're going to double it and get it to that 10, but then that takes work. Doing the whole Shuri, then Captain Marvel thing. But even as a 4-drop, she's not in the best world for a 4-drop. If you look at all the 4-drops, she's like right in the middle. I mean, you're basically looking at the same kind of power level, if not a better power level from just playing Rescue, and almost nobody plays Rescue at this point. And the last one of hers is the other 4-drop, which actually is Absorbing Man. Absorbing Man got changed from a 4-3 to a 4-5, so he got a big buff of 2 power. He's going to make some of your on reveals more interesting in the future. If you look at some of the stuff that you can do with the on reveals that's interesting with him, one of the most interesting on reveals for him, or some of the most interesting on reveals for him, are now Mr. Sinister, because that now becomes a 2/10. Brood, which now becomes a 2/15 if you play the Brood and then play Absorbing Man. And another interesting one here. The Valkyrie's not super bad either. And another one that's pretty interesting. I wish she's right at the beginning. It's Wolfsbane. Now that's a 3/5 to start out on the Wolfsbane. If you play Wolfsbane down and you play this on top of the Wolfsbane by itself, you're getting another 2 on top of this, so that's a 4/7. So this and Wolfsbane by itself is a 4/8. And that's assuming you have nothing else in the lane. I mean, I would not be shocked if I could see Absorbing Man start making a comeback. Hey, life-changing games. I'm going over the OTA patches. Now, to talk about the super secret patch that I don't think anybody else has talked about. To do that, we have to switch screens a little bit here. So the one thing that nobody's talked about as far as I know is that the Proving Grounds is getting updated with the next Switcher's Proving Grounds. All of the rewards for Proving Grounds are getting kicked up by a lot. So the silver tickets, they're moving from 40 gold for the first win to 150 gold for the first win. That's 110 gold bonus for the first win. And for the second win, you're moving from 60 gold all the way up to 200 gold. So that's a 140 win on that. On the gold tickets, just to walk into a gold ticket now, instead of getting 40 from a gold ticket just from walking in, you'll get 75 from walking in. That's these guys over here. So the gold will now give you 75 just for walking in instead of the 40. It'll give you 250 for one win as opposed to the 80. 300 gold for the second win as opposed to the 100. And 350 gold for the third one as opposed to 150. And if you go to the infinite ranks, just for walking in the infinite ranks, you are looking at 200 gold, 200 crowns or for walking as opposed to the 100 that you get right now. One win will get you 400 as opposed to the 150 that you get right now. Two wins will get you the 175. 2 gold will get you the 500 as opposed to the 175. Three wins will get you 600 as opposed to the 400. 4 wins will get you 800 as opposed to the 250. And if you go all the way, you'll get 1,000 gold as opposed to the 500. So pretty much everything in the collector's gold climb up and ticket climb up is getting boosted by a lot. Now I do hope that they don't change how much stuff's going in the shop, because they did boost how much stuff was going in the shop this time around by a lot. So if this was just a mistake and they meant to boost it up this time, then the shop would make sense where the shop is right now. So those are all the different things that happen in the OTA patch. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, remember, play, bold, fun,